Hello, beautiful Aries. Welcome to Moonrise Cottage for your February 2018 Soul Tarot reading. And I am here. It's a little bit overcast. It's a lovely, quiet day. So I just wanted to start with that thought. I have a couple of announcements to make. And as I started last month, I'm just going to try to start with the visual image of the message that Spirit is bringing forward for you each month as we go through 2018. So let me toggle over. Take a look at that. That's the Judgment of Battle. So it's the spirit message and the theme that is going to light the way for your passage, Spirit says, in February. And there is a deepening of the message from last month. So I'm going to toggle over and say hi. Just give me a moment. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Little housekeeping as always. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm really thrilled. There are a lot of folks coming forward that I haven't met prior to these moments, so I'm very happy to have you here. We have a beautiful community, and to all the folks who are returning, hi! The story continues. So if you're new and you don't know, these messages are channeled using the cards. Information that comes through to me from Spirit, my spirit guides, and Spirit's talking about the building. Give me just a moment. So the building of the message, I guess. There's a lot of chatter coming through at the moment. There's something really important that is meant to come through for you. So sometimes I get a little interrupted, so pardon me. But basically what's coming is based upon what was being spoken about last month. And you'll see when the cards come out. This is another step on that sacred adventure to become the keeper of harmony and the balancer of harmony in your own life, in your internal set point. This message, many of the same cards have repeated. So a Spirit saying, building upon, if you have not seen last month's video and you have time, go watch it. It'll be important for you to understand the context because I don't have time to sort of review and go forward. All right. So if you're interested in a reading of any kind, I do personal readings of various lengths. I do lovers readings. I offer medium services if you want to be in touch with someone or get some information about someone who has crossed over. If they're in touch with you, I'm happy to assist you in that way. And I also am offering now in 2018 distance healing. All of that is under the Show More tab. Just below the video, there's a description box. At the bottom of it, you'll see a phrase that says Show More. Click on that. Everything pops up. It's right there. By, I'd say, the end of the first week of February, I'm working very hard in the background, finally building a website. It's going to be really awesome. You're going to love it. You'll be able to go to my website, moonrisecottagesoultarot.com. You'll be able to see all the offerings that I have, learn a little bit about me. Spirit saying about Moonrise Cottage, so I guess I'm going to add that in somewhere. Probably not this week because I'm too busy. You'll be able to book your reading. I put a calendar there so you can see exactly the slots that are open, and you won't have to be in touch with me and back and forth. You'll just know. And you can click on it. It'll take you to the PayPal link. You can pay for your reservation. You will get a confirmation email, and the day before your reading, you're going to get a reminder. So lots of fun things happening. I've had a lot of assistance from a wonderful human being, one of my subscribers, so shout out to that lovely person who has said, no, don't use my name. So thank you very much. So let's jump back into it, Aries. The Judgment of Battle. Last month, in a certain way, was very energetically active, and you were being put on notice, so to speak, and told that you were being sent on this incredible journey in order to balance your sacred element, as a fire sign, your sun element, and the energy set point that you embody as a spirit walker here in a human form. That message continues this month. And this Judgment of Battle is the theme that Spirit wants you to think about. It's the idea that guides the reading. and brings the information from Spirit forward. So the Judgment of Battle, in a divinatory way, if you look at the text that goes with the cards that I use, I forgot, I'm sorry, it's the Celtic Wisdom Tarot. So this is about a period of just meditation. Take time, Spirit's telling you. This month, continue the efforts that started last month. You started on a new journey, an adventure. Now take the time to continue that effort, but this is a moment to rest a little bit. Assimilate all the concepts, all the work you did, and the things that are coming to you as you move through the month of January and into February. And the last day of January is a full moon. It is a supermoon. It is also a blue moon. There were 2 full moons in the month of January. And on the 31st, on the day of the second full moon, there was an eclipse. And so Spirit's chattering to me a little bit in the background about being in the eclipse season that was so eventful for all of us last year. And so that part of the year has started. And Spirit says in February, take some time. Assimilate and have some solitude. Retreat a little bit and go deeply into your nature in those moments. All right. So there's a little bit of chatter about the creating a space in your life for this process. So I think the desire from Spirit, if you will, is to ask you to just create a little space. Mentally, spiritually, perhaps physically, you have the ability for that. Make a place for yourself within yourself, Spirit says. There is a very new you that is growing and unfolding. That will continue. That will be the work of 2018. That type of messaging has been coming through for every sign. I know that we had a particular job last year of growth and development to prepare us and to weave together a tapestry of energy so that we can go forward together, each in our own placement, each in our own energy set point. So for you, continue the work and take some rest and know yourself. So last month, there was a lot of talk about your elemental power. So if the Judgment of Battle is the theme, the message, the guiding idea, Spirit saying, for the month of February, while you are being, Spirit says, delving in deeper to the notions that came out in January, take a look at where you stand. Look at that, Aries. That is a major arcana card. That is the protector of lore. And that was, in a sense, the foundation of the entire conversation last month about becoming the keeper of harmony. And so the protector of lore is the energy set point, the ideation, Spirit says, in which you stand in these moments going through February. So last month in January, it was the keeper of harmony. And now, having progressed, you are standing in the light of the the protector of lore. It's a very powerful major arcana card. This card, Spirit's saying, you have progressed in such a way that this energy is now in the central place. You're standing literally in it. Last month, I believe it was in the human walk as part of the pathway. So I just want to remind you a little bit, the protector of lore is about having the ability to bring everything and every being that you encounter under the light of this energy of the sun, bringing those, Spirit's talking about life on earth, okay? So yes, it's about you, but it has a wide spectrum, just the way sunlight does. And bringing things into the realm, if you will, of simplicity and joy, where your natural set point can continue to evolve and emerge so that your gifts, what you are meant to do with your life, by virtue of your energy set point, it just reveals itself in a natural unfolding. And so, the soul question, if you will, that's embedded in this card, this idea of the protector of sacred lore, is asking you basically, who are you in your true self? And so, again, this month, stepping deeper still, doing some more introspection about the way in which you resonate, the way in which your energy flows, the light that it brings to you and to those around you because it emanates from you. So I'm going to toggle back because there's something else I want to say that I want to make sure not to forget. So there was a notion that came out last year at the end of the year, and it's been streaming through to me actually in dreams and in other ways. And Spirit's asking me to talk about that a little bit. So this notion that everybody has, anyone who's on a path, trying to learn about themselves and their destiny, we all want to know, what is my purpose? And the theme, in a sense, if you will, for this year is for me to remind you that very clearly from my spirit guides, you are to remember yourself because you are your purpose. It's a very deep, sacred notion. It comes through to my heart chakra with a lot of emotion, a lot of impact. So I'm going to toggle back so that while I talk, you can look at the picture. As you go through the year, okay, Spirit's saying, write that down on a little piece of paper and stick it to the bathroom mirror or someplace where you'll see it, with frequency. When you start your day, if you do prayer, if you do meditation, if you have quiet time on your way to work, whatever the place is that you have developed for yourself, put that notion there like a little prayer mantra. When you reach your true destiny and you come into yourself and your elemental power and you emerge, your purpose has been achieved. What you do with that will unfold naturally. And I believe that's why the protector of lore is here in the placement that has to do with your energy. You are becoming the protector of your own lore, all that is sacred for you, the deepest aspect of your identity that, in human existence, we're busy. Some of us are just trying to survive. Some of us have overwhelming jobs. Some of us have gigantic families we're caring for, or parents or loved ones. There's always a lot going on. So try to take some time. I think that's why Spirit's asking. Spirit's telling me, you guys are really busy. So that's why Spirit's saying, write that little phrase down. You are your purpose. Put it someplace special so you can remind yourself to take these quiet moments, have some rest, go deeper into this idea and into your own context. That's an interesting phrase coming through. Go deeper into your own context. So here are the cards for the human walk. If you look at this journey in light of the first two cards, you will understand something very profound is continuing to unfold. There is more notation, through the channeling that's coming through to me and through the cards. The first card on the bottom left is the beautiful warrior of art. So, the Judgment of Battle, the very first card, it's about a young warrior. And he's been through a battle, he was victorious, and we can see that he's tired. He's weary, his clothes are tattered. That battle that we do with ourselves as spiritual warriors. And every day when we leave our homes, for some of us, those battles are inside our home. Spirit's talking about the richness of human experience. So that process is continuing. You have shifted, you have changed, you have emerged from the light of the winter solstice. That is Sacred Passageway at Newgrange. And you know what? I left some pictures loaded up. I'm going to show it to you. There it is. For those of you that don't know, I went to Newgrange I went on a sacred journey to the land of my heritage in September and October of last year. Had some very amazing experiences, and from these very sacred places that were all about passage and souls returning to the sacred realm. So when we see this card come out, that is what Spirit's talking about. A lot of readings came during the days that I was there. If you have time, go and check them out. The readings from October, November, and December set the groundwork for what is going to transpire in 2018. So Spirit is just reminding you, I think, and reminding me. So having emerged as the warrior of art, it is about being in a place of love and being very heartfelt. Let me show you the card. Hang on a second. I've got to, for those of you that don't know, I'm using 2 pieces of software, so it takes a minute to transition over. There he is. Look at that. Do you see the activation? Again, that's the message. He's been transformed. That's what the beautiful purple garment signifies. He has emerged on the solstice, and his energy that is available to him is very profound, and it emanates from the palm of his hand. That is the energy with which the warrior of art does battle. And last month, there was a prophecy, the augury of art. And so here we are, standing in this place, the protector of lore and the warrior of art. It's quite beautiful. And standing right next to the warrior of art, who does battle, if you will, who meets his challenges, Spirit's correcting me. You meet your challenges, you meet the world in this artful way with the energy and the love that streams into and then out of your heart chakra. And you literally become a vessel of that sacred energy. And again, do you see how that relates to the beautiful protector of lore in your own life? The beautiful energy of the sun, standing in the light and the power of the energy of the sun that brings abundance. That was prophesied by the augury of art last month, standing upon the sacred ground of the ancients, emerging in a continuous fashion. So Spirit's saying, this emergence for you. Okay, the word that's coming, I'm going to toggle back. It sounds a little negative, but the word that's coming through is protracted. There's a birth process happening, a rebirth. So now Spirit's talking about last month. Go watch that video if you can. A rebirth process that continues. Because we are in eclipse season, because we've had these full moons in January, there's a lot going on. And for you, the change in your energy set point and your movement into this place from which, and okay, so Spirit's saying, into which you will learn to wield the energy. And then your work in 2018 goes forward. That is the primary initial task, if you will, in 2018. So, standing right next to the warrior of art is the king of skill. Last month, Spirit said, through the cards, you were being sent on an adventure of skill that had to do with balancing yourself. So that continues. The king of art has transformed himself just like the warrior of art. Or I'm sorry, I'm saying the wrong word. It's the king of skill. All right, let me show you the card. There we go. So this is very powerful male energy. So, Spirit's talking to me about the strength and the power of these 2 parts of yourself and how you will be coming into an understanding of that and utilizing each of them in the moment when they are meant to be brought forward. So, as you continue to evolve into this set point, the king of art stands in his workshop. King of skill stands in his workshop, making his shoes for his new journey. He literally makes the footwear with which to walk forward into a new life, having come across to a new shore. He's a warrior, and his shield is hung on the wall at his back because he has progressed. There is no longer a need for that. But clearly he has a lot of knowledge, a lot of skill that he has developed in the years that have come before, Spirit says. So Spirit is telling me, just wanting to show you this place where you're standing. And here's the purpose of it. Let me toggle back. So look at the last card on the human realm. We have the King of Skill here. Last month you were told you were going on a grand adventure, an adventure of skill. And you have continued your immersion into this new energy. As a warrior of art, as the King of Skill, you begin your adventure. That is the quest of skill. Look at that. And I want you to take note of the elk. That is stamina. That's about stamina for a long journey. And the sacred owl with beautiful vision. All of these bird signatories. That is about being in touch with the sacred realm. If you don't know anything about the information that comes through from native cultures about animal medicine, go and Google it. You have eagle, you have raven, you have the owl and the elk, and look, there's the salmon that swims always, returns to the source. So again, in terms of the flow of this message, that is what you are engaged in. This card, when you look at it visually, it's pretty clear. There is someone here gestating. Last month, there was an indication of a new life as well. And so you've started on this journey in the ways that have been spoken about so far, Spirit says. There's also a notion, if you look at all the leaves that are fluttering, there can be some overwhelm. Make sure that you delegate and that Spirit says, parse it out. Just go slow. Okay, now I'm understanding. That's why this is here, right? This is what's happening. So remember to take your rest. Remember to ponder, meditate. Take it slow. You've come a long way. You have fought a great battle. You have risen to the top of your ability through those challenges that you had in 2017. Continue to rest. Because, when you think about it, it takes 9 months for a human being to gestate and prepare to be born into this realm. So there's a lot of streaming message about that idea, and it's coming through in all these ways. Spirit wants to be very clear with you and wanting you to see the progression. I'm going to toggle back. Look at the progression. You have come to the place that was prophesied. You stand very powerful as the warrior of art and the King of Skill, making the shoes for your new journey. And while you are doing that, there is a gestation sitting just below the Judgment of Battle, which is a theme card for the reading. So there's a lot going on. And just like cells divide, Spirit's talking about the cell division, interestingly enough, because of this notion of gestation and human birth, all right? There's an enormous amount of activity that goes on in a way that is unseen because cells are dividing. It takes an enormous amount of energy. There's a miracle at work. So, okay, Spirit's asking me to show you this. Something amazing is happening. You are standing in the light of the protector of lore on the sacred ground of the ancients. Okay? Let's see if I can do this. So Spirit just keeps prodding me to come back to how the message is unfolding and give a few more words. All right, so bear with me. So, while you gestate, while you are in this place, emerging in all these ways, You are building yourself from the ground up for a new life. Right. Takes time. Pace yourself. That's why Spirit wants you to have rest and to take time to just ponder and put that little phrase. I don't know, Spirit's saying put it in your wallet. I just keep getting that message. Put it in your wallet, put it on your mirror. I have some things that I utilize to help me remember the things that I'm working on. And actually, that's what I do. Maybe that's what Spirit's talking about. I just write it down. Apparently, there's power in that. Write it on a little scrap of paper. Put it in your wallet. Put it on your mirror. All right. So let's toggle forward into the bridge card, understanding the development that you are involved in. And so last month, I want to remind you, this is another card that came out last month. So Spirit is referencing the reading from January. There again is the beautiful augury of art, standing on the table right above the warrior of art. It is a very profound prophecy. It is continuing to deepen. That goddess stands before the sacred cauldron, and she has the ability to manifest. It's about, and well, before I go on, Spirit says, standing next to the protector of lore. That is about standing in the light and having the simple joys and the simple truth of your existence revealed so that your gifts can unfold in a natural progression. And we see that illustrated on the human walk. And then the bridge card, Spirit says, drives home that message. A prophecy about your ability as the warrior of art and the king of skill, causing you to have this new life coming forward, returning to the source in order to manifest here in this earthly realm the reflection of that work in the spirit walk. Because, truthfully, when you think about it, that's why we're here. We're having an adventure. And that adventure that we have here on the earth is reflected in the spiritual realm. So as you manifest and you bring forward the simple joy of your existence in this beautiful cauldron that sits on the sea, water, a very conductive element, sitting next to the sun. And Spirit's talking to me about the way the water and the sun interact as a reflection of your progress. It has to do with, the element of water changes form very frequently. It can be a fluid element. It can change into a gas. It floats up into the air as a gas, moves around the planet, comes back as rain, fills the rivers. It's a constant change conductor, Spirit says. And when we see, again, the human walk, and the fact that you're standing in the light of the protector of lore, that's the deepening that Spirit's talking about. A lot of chatter about the element of your existence. So here are the cards for the spirit walk. If you look at the top row, the beautiful Queen of Skill stands above the quest of skill. There's a great evolving that continues. So let's look at the vertical rows. We have the warrior of art, who is supporting, if you will, announcing a prophecy, an augury, about the ability to be in a place of simple joy and to bring forward the fertility of this moment. That's what the augury of art is about. Yes, it's about the beginning of happiness and joy, the coming of joy, the ability to manifest. It has a lot to do with fertility. And so when I look at this as the bridge card, given the other cards that are here, and standing next to the protector of lore, the bringer of life, Spirit's talking about the cycle of life and showing you in a pictorial way the cycle that you are engaged in coming into 2018. I believe Spirit keeps saying all year. This is all year. So yes, we're having a particular month-on-month journey. The foundation is being laid in the first couple months of this year. These are the things that are coming forward. And I think once the emergence continues to the point where it has finished that process, then there will be some new adventures that will come. That's what Spirit's saying. But it is the moment to really dig deep and understand the cycle of emergence and the impact and the importance of that, if you get my meaning. So we have the beautiful, above the augury of art, we have the beautiful foundation of knowledge. Again, a beautiful young woman standing on the ground of the ancients, fertile, deep into the universe, deep across the divide. She stands with the sacred realm, in the sacred realm. And what is happening is that she is inheriting the wisdom that exists in that place. She is able to share this knowledge, and she becomes able to provide service to her community. It's about getting these sacred blessings. And again, the whole Spirit saying the tone and tenor of the reading. I'm going to show you the card. I want you to take a look close up at this card, okay? Look at that. The Spirit's talking about the fertility of the moment. When you step into this place, as you continue to emerge and evolve, Spirit's talking about being in touch with the sacred realm. And, it's funny, there's the notion of the water element and the cyclical nature. There's a cycle that you're involved in. When you take this journey and you're involved in this resetting of your set point, your internal awareness, your internal vibration, if you will, your energy, and your ability to stand in it. That is a process that is cyclical in nature, apparently. You will be moving through a lot of different elements of your own self as you move, and it will have all of these aspects. So let me toggle back so you can see this in concert. The very next card that comes forward is the Woman of Skill. And if you look at the vertical line that the Woman of Skill stands on top of, she stands atop the beautiful protector of lore, who stands atop the amazing King of Skill. So each of these lines, when you look at these cards, when the reading is done, when you're trying to remember what that was all about, because I talk a lot, I know, look at all of the vertical and horizontal lines, and also look from each corner, the bottom left up to the top right, and the bottom right up to the top left. There are many messages embedded here. I always say I could talk for hours. It's not practical for a YouTube video for general consumption. So I'm just giving you a couple of tips and reminders now each month. So let's go back to the Woman of Skill. This woman holds in her hands the beautiful, sacred spool of destiny. And she winds the threads of her own destiny and understands how she is connected with all that exists. Let me show you the card. Look at that. Again, do you see the energy emanating from her? She is very highly activated, like the warrior of art. And she stands in the mystical realm, with her feet here on the earthly plane. The sacred spool of destiny, winding it around the tower of inspiration that comes to her. Spirit says, much in the way messages come through to me. You become a receptor. You also become, Spirit saying, emitting, right? Spirit's talking about radios. So, yeah, we all are coming into this ability to be very receptive and then to act upon that energy that fills our being and be able to emanate it out. And that is what winds our destiny. That's why Spirit's talking about. Be very clear and rejoice in the notion that you are your purpose. And when you reach this deep state of energetic fulfillment, whatever destiny is meant to come from that type of emerging and evolving will unfold naturally. And boy, this message is just, the cards are just so resonant. That's what this is about, right? And that's what the augury of art is about. And they stand together on the table, if I can do it like this. Hang on a sec. See that? No, I got it backwards. Wait a minute. Sorry. All right. So these things support each other. This is the set point, okay, that you are in the center line, the center horizontal line of cards. And Spirit's saying, that's the outcome. When you go deeply into yourself, you don't have to worry about the destiny. The destiny is going to unfold based on the inspiration that comes to you and your ability to manifest it. So, basically you can stop worrying about it. And the other thing is, I hope everybody knows this. I'm just going to say it out loud. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what your profession is. It does not matter. What matters is your emergence and evolving into your set point. That is a very powerful act, Spirit says. A very powerful willingness. So let's look at the last card. On the Spirit realm, it's the beautiful Queen of Skill, standing next to the Woman of Skill, who holds the sacred spool of destiny, and standing in a vertical line above the quest of skill. Spirit's telling me to pause, just to allow you to absorb that. Here's the card. Look at that. There you are. It's really beautiful. Being received, swaddled in the blue blanket of transition and change and shift and evolution, being held in this way, being received, Spirit says, in this way by the Queen of Skill, who holds the key to a life. And you see her dress, there are horses on it, indicating the power of movement that you are experiencing and undergoing. Okay. So let's take a look at the outcome. And you will not be surprised. I was not surprised, given everything that is being said here. It's a further reflection, if you will, of the message that's been coming through. Let's see. Here it comes. Look at that, beautiful Aries. And again, if you look at the center horizontal line of cards, look at all the representation of the sun. The augury of art stands before the rising sun, manifesting joy and fertility and abundance from the sacred cauldron. In a cyclical way, the water and the sun, the beautiful protector of lore, and Spirit supporting your growth and change by reminding you are in a birth process. Take time to think and ponder and meditate and pray and just be quiet. Take a nap. Give yourself the time that it takes. There is no rush, no way to rush this process. And so I think that's part of why all these indications about shift and change and regestation and rebirth and emerging, I'm very grateful actually that Spirit is basically saying, go easy on yourself. Understand the process that you're in, the deep power of it. Give yourself support, give yourself rest and acknowledgement, and just feel yourself as you are emerging and evolving and shifting and changing in this way in the month of February. Look at that. Remember when I said, take a look at the elk that's in this card? See that? In animal, the sacred knowledge that's come forth about the energy set point of the animal co-walkers, Spirit says, elk has to do with having energy for the long journey. And there you are, standing in the sun element, and again, in front of a body of water. There's something very significant about that. It's coming through to me. A lot of what comes through to me, it's not in human words. Someday I'll try to explain it, but it takes a while to emerge, even for me. I think Spirit is being purposely a little oblique with me because I'm getting the message, don't get ahead of yourself. Just understand what's happening. Understand yourself. Just as you would give special care and attention to a woman who is with child. You are with child because you are your purpose. And this is how you emerge. The story of this revelation of knowledge is about a warrior who lived many lifetimes. In his last lifetime, he emerged into a new form, right? He was the sole survivor of an epic battle. He lived many, 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 many years, Spirit saying eons, past a normal human life span. And then, in the end of his days, instead of having a death process, he shifted into a new way of being. And we see the sacred spiral, and we see the sun, and we see the elk standing in front of the water like this. I mean, it's really kind of astounding. Let me toggle back. Do you see that center horizontal line? Spirit wants you to put your focus there in order to understand the process that is happening, the fertility of this moment, and that your destiny is unwinding. As long as you align yourself and you make your commitment and you continue your practice in whatever way you do it, these are the things that are happening. In some way, I believe you are feeling it. It is definitely happening in my life. For those of you that don't know, I'm a Virgo with Aries rising. And it's been a really difficult month here for me on a human level, just challenges. Crazy weather, the internet's been down for days. I live way out in the country and that happens, and not enough sunlight, and then challenges within my family. I had the flu. I mean, my goodness, it's been an intense birth process for me this month. And as I was meeting some of those challenges, something began to percolate inside of me. And it had to do very much with the message that's coming out. There was something I was being called to do. I wasn't being asked, but it came from within me. And I didn't want to answer it because it's complicating my life and I feel overly busy as it is. And I just let it sit there, like this, and gestate for a while. So I'm laying on the couch, winding my way through having the flu, and I just thought, forget about the illness and you'll be fine. Just now you are forced to be still. Okay, like this. I was forced to be still so that this notion that was going on inside of me, it was something that I knew that I didn't want to respond to out of fear, right? And eventually what happened was that I had the transformational experience, in a sense, of putting all my thoughts aside and acting 100% from the desire that my heart had. and my heart wanted to engage to help someone. And something profoundly beautiful when I finally let go of my fear and said, all right, you know what? I think you need some assistance. Here's what I can do. Something profoundly beautiful happened that I never anticipated. So that's what Spirit's talking about. Don't worry about the destiny. Follow your heart, follow your energy, be in yourself, and allow yourself to continue to emerge. Understand it's a process. Sometimes birth is difficult, but you are emerging. I'll be very eager to speak with you in March. It shocks me to say March already. It always amazes me how fast the days go by. So I'm wishing you a wonderful month. Take your time, be with yourself, and understand something powerful is happening. And, if you have a moment, I always love to hear from folks who watch the videos. Please remember to like and share and subscribe. I want these messages to go out as widely as possible this year. And anything that you experience, any insight that you have, know that it is valuable for all of us, and please share some of that on the thread. I do my best to take a look at all the messages and answer when I can. The last month or so I've just been just inundated, haven't been able to get to the thread. So things are starting to clear a little bit. I'm looking forward to re-engaging there. So look for the website, moonrisecottagesoultarot.com. It should be out, at least the first phase should be built and ready by the 1st of February. It will be posted in the description box where all the information is currently residing as well. So thank you for your time. Thank you so much for accompanying me and for all the work that you're doing on the inside in order to bring forward this beautiful destiny that is emerging. Thank you, Aries.